What's up everybody, my name is Phil and welcome to Miranda Detailing, where we make satisfying detailing videos. So today's video, we're working on this brand new Golf R. It's an awesome little car, beautiful color. We're going to wash it and we're going to apply a ceramic coating. So we're working with Gyeon Synchro, which is the 2 layers of Mohs, 1 of skin. Wheels off as well, so we'll be taking all the wheels off. They're black gloss and we'll be coating those also. Not much trim on here, just the windshield cowl and some of the rubber and plastic around the windows. Guys, if you're interested in these videos, consider subscribing and clicking that bell. That way you get notifications each time our videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. All right, guys, let's get the Golf started. Let's take a look at what we're working with. All right, guys, so here's the Golf R. Beautiful colors, this beautiful blue metallic. And the paint is really in great shape. So we're not going to have to do any type of correction work on here. No full paint correction on this one, but we are going to do an enhancement polish and we're going to be using Gyeon primer. So that will gloss up the paint and lay a foundation for the coatings later on. Really not too bad. Unfortunately, look, it did get one little chip already and the owner knows about it, but we may have to touch that up if we get the paint in time. If not, the owner will have to do it later, but too bad on a brand new vehicle. But you see the plastic here, it actually has the plastic inside here, but a lot of it is this nice black gloss all the way down the bottom grille here, as well as kind of the skirting around the vehicle. So we have black gloss wheels that we're going to be cleaning up, and yeah, they're pretty bad. So, yep. We're going to be taking those off, cleaning them inside and out, and coating them along with the calipers. Nothing on the inside, but let's just show you. Really nice interior. Awesome ventilated seats. Awesome racing bucket seats in here as well. Awesome dashboard. Look at that. All digital. Really nice. This is an all-wheel drive, 7-speed automatic, dual clutch. This thing is awesome. The owner loves it. So we have the gloss black pillars here that we're going to take a look at. If it needs correction, we'll take care of those. That might be the only spot on the vehicle that we have to do some paint correction. Again, the back gloss areas here, the little skirting, we'll take care of the pipes as well. And a little bit of the rubber trimming around here, around the windows, we'll take care of that. And the windshield cowl also. We're going to pop the hood and clean under there. Let's take a look. Really not too bad at all. So we'll degrease where we need to, clean up that windshield cowl, and we'll dress all the plastics in here and make everything look nice. So today is the first day of getting the vehicle in here. So we're going to wash it, clay bar it, prep it, get it all ready, pull it into the garage, and then tomorrow we will start on the wheels and the polishing, and maybe the next day start with the coatings. All right, she is cleaned and partially deconned. So we clayed all the top surfaces with the nice clay towel. So I'm going to hit the bottom sections here and the back area just a little bit more just to see if it can pick up anything else. But wheels are looking clean, but we will still remove them and deep clean them. Tires are looking clean. Everything is nice and squeaky clean. Engine compartment is done. We'll touch up in there as needed. You saw that I used Gyeon Cure all around the painted sections on the inside of the hood, and some of the sections around the headlights as well that are just nice, shiny gloss plastic. I protect that with Gyeon Cure as well because it's just a nice silica sealant to use under the hood and in the door jambs as well. So we'll hit the door jambs in a moment. But everything else is looking really nice on the paint. And let's see if I can catch a glimpse with the sun out. This beautiful blue metallic. And really there's no defects to speak of. But when we pull it in under the lights, we'll see a little bit better. But as you can see already, really not bad at all. And this paint is beautiful. Really nice blue, sparkly metallic. Really nice looking. Yeah, really not bad at all. Maybe there's a few little stray, light little marks like that. Otherwise, it's near perfect. So that little stuff right there will come out. A little bit of smudging from the drying process, but that's about it. Little tiny defects here and there. Little tiny stray scratches, but it's so light, that'll come right out in the polishing. I don't even need this. Everything's all keyless. Oh, that's cool. So what I do is get in the car and just drive it a little bit, reverse it, put it into drive, and tap on the brakes. Just remove the brake dust that's on the rotors. And now we'll just pull it in. So now it's pulled in, let's take a look at the paint. And as you can see, really not bad at all. There's some little imperfections here and there. Already a few little chips. But other than that, really nice and clear looking. So a light polish will gloss it up, remove any minor imperfections, and prep the whole surface for coating. Hey, what are you doing? I guess he likes the color too. So let's just see what's going on in the bottom panels. Wow, there's it's super smooth, and there's absolutely nothing down here at all. Let's check the back. It's completely, wow, there's no particles whatsoever. Completely smooth. Yeah, really nice. Okay, awesome. You saw that we used the clay towel. That's a brand new clay towel, and it didn't leave any marring, nothing on the paint at all. So when used correctly with a ton of lubrication, so a ton of soap, you're not going to worry about heavy marring with a brand new clay towel. So as the clay towel gets older, yeah, it might mar the paint a little bit, but if you're going to be doing corrections and things like that, you don't have to worry about that. I used it because it was brand new and I know that it's not going to cause any harm. So if you are wondering about clay towels and clay mitts, after some time, yes, they may mar the paint. It depends on the paint. This paint here seems to be on the medium to hard. We'll see when we polish it. But it didn't leave any marks at all on the paint. Removed all the contaminants. It's super smooth and squeaky clean and ready to go. So I have those mitts and towels. I have links to those down below. So definitely give them a try for yourself and see if you like to use them. I still use the clay bar. I will use iron removers like I did on here, but it didn't pick up anything. This car is so clean that it really didn't need it. And I'm not going to waste product if I don't need it. So even with clay barring, if it doesn't need it, if I'm not feeling anything on the paint, I'm not going to worry about it. I know some guys just do it anyway, but in this case, it's brand new and it's really well cared for. He got it just about a week ago, so I really don't need to go any further. I'm not going to waste product. I'm not going to use iron removers and tar removers and all this stuff if the paint doesn't need it. I don't go through those steps unnecessarily because it's a waste of product and a waste of time. So if it doesn't need it, it doesn't need it. If you feel that it does and you want to do it, go right ahead. I will choose to use certain products on certain vehicles if it deems necessary. We'll let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow we will get working on the wheels and the paint. And I know, man, I am sweating like crazy. It's not really hot, it's just humid. Oh, I'm gonna go inside. And here's what we're working with today. Gyeon Synchro, trim, rim, primer. These are the products that we're going to be using to protect everything on the vehicle for the next day or two. So, of course, the Gyeon Synchro kit is Mohs and skin, so 2 layers of Mohs, 1 of skin. I use the primer polish to gloss up the paint beforehand and lay down a foundation. Then we will take off the wheels and we will clean them inside and out and apply rim. And there's not much trim on here, but for the windshield cowl and little plastic parts here and there, we use this to protect the trim. Alright guys, so we are now in the garage. Car's pulled in. It's the next day. It had time to dry overnight. So we're going to begin with the prep polish. So the polish we're using is Gyeon Primer. I forgot what it's called. So I switched back between CarPro Essence and this for the respective coatings. So for the Gyeon Synchro kit, we're doing the primer polish, and we already looked over the paint and really it's in great condition, so it doesn't need anything more than just the prep polish. There might be some areas like maybe the pillars that might need to be compounded, but we'll look at those in a moment when we get to them. But we're going to focus on polishing everything first. The little bits here in the front where the grill is, it has the nice black gloss plastic or painted plastic in the front here. So we will hand polish that. With the primer, I do like to use my Rupes polisher, and you see the white pad here, and I know it's just stained from the different polishes that I use. The white pad tends to do that. It's hard to actually remove the colored part, the dyed part from the pad, but it's clean. I always clean them anyway. If you guys want to see a video of how we clean our pads, I do have an older video, but maybe I'll update it and make a newer one for you guys. Let me know if you want an updated video of how I care for my pads and even for the microfiber towels. It's not complicated really, but if you want to see my process, then let me know down below in the comment section. So all we do is put a few drops of the product. So I shake it, and to begin, maybe I'll put 4 drops to start. That's it. Just little pea-sized drops like that, and that will do maybe about 1/3 of the hood. I work in larger sections when I'm just doing the prep polish because it's not compounding, it's just polishing and laying down the prep, whatever the SiO2 foundation is in this for the coatings. So let's begin with this. Now for this, I only use like speed 4, maybe 5. That's about it. So just a few section passes is all you need. I used no pressure. I just let the weight of the machine do the work. And that's pretty much it. Just a nice thin coat. The stuff spreads really nice. It doesn't really, gum up the pad or anything. It's very, very easy to work with. So I really like this polish. I mean, you can use it as a regular polish anyway. So I've used it after compounding, and it removes micro marring and refines the finish really, really well. So I'm using these Rag Company edgeless towels. I love these. They're a low nap towel. They're great for removing polishes and compounds and waxes and all sorts of stuff. So if you want to pick up some of these towels, you can actually grab them at Car Guy Supplies. So check out the links down below. Or if you want to get them on Amazon, you can do that too. I'll have links to everything down below if you want to grab some of the Rag Company's towels. So I've been using these for quite a long time now, and I love these towels. They are great. So they remove the coating beautifully, and this, or not the coating, I'm sorry, the polish. Yeah, it removes the polish very, very easily. Leaves a beautiful finish. I can already feel the slickness of this polish. And I believe, kind of like CarPro Essence, you could do, I don't know, a one-step type of polish with this, and it does have its own protection built in. You could probably get about 6 months with just the protection that's in the HD primer. Not HD primer. Gyeon Primer. Okay, so that's looking great. I'll just grab my light. Oh yeah. You guys want to see? It is looking gorgeous. Really, really nice. Now, in the paint, there are like, I saw a few little hairline things around here somewhere. It's really hard to find. There were a few little straggling, oh, there we go. Yeah, one little thing right there. But I'm not going to worry about chasing that. I might hit that with a polish maybe one more time, but that's about it. I'm not going to have to go too crazy on this because the paint is in such good condition. But yeah, that's beautiful. I love that color. That nice blue metallic. Awesome. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for. We want the whole vehicle to look like that. Crisp and clear and ready to go for the coating. So let's continue around the vehicle, and if we come across anything that may need some extra work or anything of anything of note, we'll bring it in and show you what we're doing. But for now, let's just kind of time lapse and go around the vehicle and get it all prep polished. So guys, we're making our way around. We polished the hood. We just did this fender. You may have noticed I taped up this section here, and I didn't get too close to it anyway, but just because it is sensitive rubber trim here, and really it's all around the doors. So I am going to tape that off, and I'm not going to get too close to it anyway with the polisher because I really don't need to go up to the edges that much because they are really, really almost in perfect condition. The paint, that is pretty much in perfect condition. When you do come across delicate rubber pieces like this, it's pretty delicate. It's uncoated rubber trim. We are going to put the Gyeon trim on it, which will protect it. It kind of sucks it up a little bit more than I would like. You know, that's textured plastic is here. This stuff is great for protecting and using the Gyeon trim on it. This is a little bit more finicky because it's just bare rubber. I wish they put either the painted black gloss or plastic trim because this rubber can be really a pain to treat, so and you know, to maintain and to protect. So I do tape it just so I don't put any polish onto it and make my job harder. But as you see, I just polished this panel here and it's looking really nice and crisp. Now I am coming across little imperfections in the paint, little gouges here and there. I think some of it is rock chips. The majority of the paint is still in near perfect condition. So some of those little chips and defects I can't do anything about, so I'm not going to worry about it. As long as 98% of the paint is looking perfect like this, then that's what I want. So we are continuing down the driver's side here, and you'll see again I'm going to tape up the sections here and continue polishing. And oh yeah, this is like all swirled anyway and hologrammed. Already Got some weird holograms on there. Somebody came through with a polisher. Just right there. Not here, but here.
Not here or here so much, but right here.
Well, what are people doing? Why are you hitting this with a polisher or with a buffer? So we'll correct that. Oh yeah, definitely. So these will also be corrected. Alright guys, there are some heavy defects back here that we're going to have to address. He already knows about this scratch. I believe it was something from the dealership. There's some gouges here. So this is pretty, yeah, it feels pretty deep. So I am going to compound that. I'm going to get that the best that I can. There's already a stone chip in the front bumper that I showed you in the beginning of the video, unfortunately. But let's see what we can do with this. It may not come out completely because I'm not going to go too far on scratches like this. You don't want to compromise anything, but we'll see what we can do and make that look better, because that's just horrible. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use a cutting disc, Meguiar's cutting disc, on a 3-inch polisher here. We're going to use Meguiar's correction compound D300. This is my go-to. I know it's not a heavy cutting compound, but that's not really why I use it. I don't cut super heavy. I go in light stages. So this is perfect for starting out. And again, I'm not going to go so far as to try to dig it out completely, because this might be potentially kind of deep. I can just barely feel it. So we'll see how far I can go with this safely. So just a few little drops is all I need for now. I don't prime the pad because this is just for a small section, but doing this does kind of help prime it. All right, we're gonna bump it up just a little bit. The clear coat seems to be a little on the harder side. So I'm gonna mix it 50-50 with M100. Now this is definitely more heavy cutting, but I'm gonna put a little bit of that, and I mix this because this has really good finishing capabilities, so that's what I do. I mix it. Unfortunately, that is really, really deep. Whatever defects that they induced back here, I'm not going to go any further than that. You can kind of tell that it gouged into the paint really deep. So maybe wet sanding, but I'm not going to risk it. Too deep to go any further. So that stinks. Unfortunately, that little top piece right there is actually gouged into the paint, a little chip, and those scratches are really deep. So I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to compromise anything else. But the owner already knows about it. We'll see if the dealership can do anything about it. Probably not. But we'll move on. That's really the only major defect on the paint. So let's move on and continue polishing. Alright guys, so we are finished with the polishing step. It went pretty quick because it's just the polishing step. I had to go maybe a little extra on that horrible scratch on the back tailgate. Fortunately, I can't do anything for that. I can't do anything for that gouge right there. So, unfortunately, it already has some road scrapage. But all in all, the paint is looking fantastic. It is beautiful, beautiful color anyway. All of the polishing stages are done. So now we're gonna go on to the wheels. I would really like to get all of the wheels done today. So it is about 4 o'clock right now. I'm hoping I can get every single wheel done. I'll just roll on until it's all done. And then tomorrow, we will start with the coating. So in the morning, I will lay down the 2 layers of Mohs, and it takes me about 45 minutes to apply the first layer, wait about a half hour until that first section has had about an hour to dry, and then I'll work around the vehicle again. That way, each panel has an hour of cure time. So an hour in between the first 2 layers, and then as I'm maybe doing other things like the glass and other stuff on the vehicle, then I will do the last coat of skin. It's coming along great. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot to do the pillars and the side mirrors. So after my coffee, I'll do that. Oh, and I have my little chocolate. So let's attack these B pillars. They're pretty bad. Let's get in that angle. There we go. So you can see they're pretty swirled up. I'm going to go least aggressive first. Let's use Gyeon primer first on this and see what happens. Wow. Yep. So as you can see, it's very, very soft. Gyeon primer actually pretty much took care of it. All right. Not bad at all. That's really awesome. Okay. Well, we will leave it at that because we don't need to go any further on these gloss pillars. They look awesome. All right, so we'll move on to the mirrors and the other side, and then we'll start on the wheels. Remember those holograms that were in there? Well, they're gone. So now it's looking nice and clear. Yeah, there's a few little things in there. I don't chase all those out. You don't want to go too far on these, especially any of the black gloss. If you go too far, again, you can risk compromising the clear coat that's on it, or the plastic, whatever it is that they put on the black gloss. So tread carefully. That is acceptable. Nice and crisp and clear. All right, wheels off. So first wheel is off. This is driver's side front. And wow, did a pretty good job of cleaning the inside here. And this was just with the initial wheel cleaning. So not too bad at all. Well, I'm gonna do kind of like a waterless wash on the interior here and prep it, wipe it down. Then we'll coat the inside first. Then I'll flip it over and then I will do the outside. Let's get started with deep cleaning these and coating them. All right, coating time. So the Gyeon Q2 kit. We have, of course, our bottles of Cure here for maintenance. We have our bottle of Mose, a fresh bottle. And then we have our bottle of Skin. So we are going to apply our first layer of Mose. So let's get started. So beginning with a fresh applicator pad. So I like to use these microfiber applicators for my coatings. I just think that they perform better than the little micro suede on the block. I just don't like that. I think it's awkward. This applies nicer. Try it out. If you do coatings, try using these microfiber applicators. Of course, I use this, chuck it because I'm not gonna use it again, or I just soak it in a bucket of water and I'll use it for like interior dressings or something like that. If you soak it in a bucket of water quick enough, then it won't harden, it won't crust on. But don't use it on paint, just use it on interior stuff and you'll be fine. So I already shook the bottle, cleaned the top opening. So let's apply a good generous amount to start. And I'll do a line, and then I'll kind of do an outline, and then I'll start working the product in. And this applies really easily. It spreads really nice. You can really see the coating go on with no problem. Just cross hatch. Make sure to have even coverage. I guess I'll do about a third of the hood because it spreads so nicely and so evenly. Now I have my 2 towels. So after 30 seconds to a minute, I'll use the first towel to wipe off the bulk of the residue, second towel to refine it while checking it with my light. So once you see it starting to flash away, go ahead and take your first towel and just gently help it along, wipe off the bulk of the residue very gently. And you'll feel it get nice and slick. So remove the bulk of it, take your second towel and your light, and just remove the rest. Anything that might be residual, make sure to go all around the edges, all around the perimeter, and just check for any residue that might not have either flashed away or wiped away. Check all of your edges and little curves here. All right, and that looks great. So just repeat that throughout the entire vehicle. Wait an hour or so. Put the second application on, wait 4 hours, and between that 4-hour period, I'm going to do the rest of the wheels. So yesterday I did the driver's side wheels, but I ran out of time. So it was getting late and I wanted to wrap it up. So today we'll finish the passenger side and finish up the coatings. I haven't done the trim yet, I haven't done the glass yet. So that we will reserve for the end of the day today. And we'll get all the coatings on first and get them curing because the customer will pick up the vehicle tomorrow at around 5-ish or so. So that'll give it plenty of time to cure overnight, and then it'll be ready to go. So let's continue with the coating process on the rest of the vehicle. All right, 2 layers of Mohs are down on the paint. So we're gonna let that cure for 4 hours and then we'll apply the skin. But let's address the glass and especially the windshield. So we're going to use G-Technic G5 for the windshield. So let's clean it, prep it, and get it ready to put the coating on. And the rest of the glass I'm gonna clean, and I'm gonna put Dr. Beasley's Q2 on because the application of that is so easy, and I'll show you how to do that. It's really, really nice. I just like this for the windshield. I think it's a little tougher and it lasts a little bit longer, but the application is just a little bit more finicky. So let's clean and prep the glass first, and then we'll apply the G5. So I like to use a prep. So Gyeon Prep is perfect for cleaning glass. And I'd love to put these windshield wipers up, but I can't because they will hit the paint. So I don't like that design, but unfortunately I don't have a choice. So just make sure to get all around the edges, and I'm being very careful around the paint. Granted, this probably would have been better to do before I coated, but I really want to get the coating on the paint right away as soon as possible. But I usually do this before I put the coating down on the paint. So just for future reference, that's usually what I do, is take care of the glass before the paint. But in this case, I got the paint done first. So once you get used to this stuff, it is pretty easy to use, but you put it on extremely thin. So I just use a little microfiber applicator, and I will put not really drops, but little dabs of the product on. And then I use circular motions, and I go around the edges, of course, but I apply really, really thin. And I'll add a little bit more if I need to here and there, just to make sure that it is really thin. And the more you work the product in, the more it spreads. So just keep working the product into the glass. You can use crosshatch motions as well if you want to do that. And I usually finish it off just with a crosshatch pattern, just to make sure I have even coverage all the way across. And again, it just spreads out really, really nice when you keep working the product in. Very thin haze. Then take a nice clean microfiber after it's sat for a few minutes. And if you've applied it really, really thin, you really shouldn't have a problem wiping it off. If there are some heavy spots, just make sure to keep wiping with the towel, and flip your towel, and it will eventually remove everything. And double check with your lights if you want to go back over the area and make sure that everything is removed. And I'm going to have to clean the interior of this glass also, because it's pretty bad. All right, so that's looking really, really nice. Let that sit overnight and you'll be good to go. So we have this little bit of plastic here, and then the rubber here. So don't worry if you get it onto the paint, it will wipe off. So that's not a problem. Same with the glass. Make sure to do a nice even application on all of the plastic. And again, this little applicator being cut like this into like a little square really does make it easier to work around more delicate areas. You just have really good control with it. And you can see the coating going on, so make sure to get underneath everything and then apply it onto this rubber. It's just, it is a pain because it is so, the rubber is, you know, it's like, it's fresh, brand new rubber trim. So it is going to feel a little weird, a little grabby. And yeah, prep the rubber and plastic trim with Gyeon Prep. So if that's what you're wondering, if you didn't see me do that, that's what you do, is you prep all the plastic and rubber trim with that. And it will make your towel all black because of the rubber. It's not necessarily dirty, it's just black, unprotected rubber will do that. It just will turn your towels black. It's turning the little applicator here black as well, but that's why you cut it into little pieces like this, just to use for the trim. So now just take a clean towel and go around and wipe all those sections, overlap into the paint a little bit and the glass. Make sure to get everything off the glass and the B-pillar. And it is really good to have your light handy because you're going to need it to make sure that you got all the coating off of the glass. All right, that's looking really good. Make sure to go around and check all the paint around. All right, looking good. All right guys, the last layer is about to be applied. So it's been 4 hours, it's actually been over 4 hours. I coated everything in the morning and it's had plenty of time to cure for the second layer. So skin, so this is the top super hydrophobic layer, and you just do one coat of this, same application with a little applicator, and this goes really quick because this is wipe on, wipe off. It's super easy, super slick, and this application is really, really nice. Same as before, load up the applicator pad and then apply. It goes on super easy. Make sure to cross hatch and just get every single square inch. And again, you can see it go on if you have plenty of lights, so it's not a problem. And it starts to flash away, wow, really fast. So it's, oh wow, it's pretty much already gone. So this is very quick, easy application. Yeah, that's awesome. I may not even need 2 towels for this because it pretty much just disappeared. That's very, very easy to apply. So just continue all around the vehicle in that way, and you'll be done in no time. This is the last easiest application. Yeah, by the time you're doing your 3rd pass like this, the stuff just soaks right into the paint. And it's actually kind of difficult to see where you were because it's gone. So I may not need 2 towels after all. Oh, I love that stuff. It's so easy to apply. Do your due diligence and get all around the edges. Make sure you get everything, just in case. All right guys, so that is pretty much going to do it. So it's going to sit overnight and cure. So the last coating is done. So there's 3 layers all together. Glass coating is done. All the wheels have been taken off, cleaned, and coated. They're done. Tailpipes are done. Plastic trim is done. So the only thing I have left is dress the tires, clean the glass inside and out, and this thing will be ready to go. So just to give you an idea of how hydrophobic the coatings are, so these were used on the wheels and the trim. So this was used on the wheels. It's already all stiffened up. So, whoa. Extremely hydrophobic. So that's the type of protection that's going on your wheels and trim and paint. All right, that's the power of Gyeon, and really that's the power of ceramic coatings. That's what you can expect from quality ceramic coatings, is this type of effect. That's awesome. All right, now I'm making a mess, but you get the point. So one final thing to do is apply some Gyeon Cure. Very light coat of this will go onto the top and protect it from water spotting, because ceramic coatings are susceptible to water spotting in the first week or 2. So this acts as the top barrier on top of everything else. I know it's layers upon layers of protection, but this acts as the sacrificial barrier to let the coating cure through this. This can be used as a standalone product also, but just take a nice clean microfiber. That's it. 1 spritz, and just do a couple of towel wipes, I guess, and it blends right in. Doesn't cause any smearing. Just don't use too much, because it will smear if you use too much. But just go over the entire vehicle with Gyeon Cure. All right, so we'll do that all around the vehicle. All right guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like it, share with others who may enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. That way you get notifications each time these videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a safe week. Take care.